For this chapter of Class 8, that is Introduction to Operating System, as you can see, we have the chapter and we have the keynotes. First, I'm going to explain you the chapter and then the keynotes that you can copy down for your own reference. So let's start. When you switch on the computer, the first thing that loads into the computer's memory is the operating system. Now, this is very important for you to understand. Operating system, as soon as you turn on your computer, the first screen that comes, okay, after the booting process, the first screen that appears is of your operating system. Whatever operating system you are using, it is going to show that screen. You must have heard about the term Windows, Linux, Android. Okay, Windows, Linux, and Android, these are the examples of operating system. These all are the examples of operating system. Any user who has Windows installed on his or her PC will see the logo of Windows on starting the PC. Okay, so this way you can see the Windows icon or the logo appear on the PC. Similarly, if you switch on a handheld device such as a mobile phone, you will find Android that belongs to Google, or Mac OS that belongs to Apple, or Windows for mobile, maybe uh, for Windows in the mobile that belongs to Microsoft. Why operating system is needed to be loaded very first on a computer system? Okay, so for this, the answer is in the definition of operating system that we have right over here. Operating system manages the functioning of entire computer system, including the hardware and the software. It also works as an interface between the computer system and the user. So we know that for the computer to work, we need to have operating system in it. Okay, as it manages all the functionality of the computer system. It even manages the hardware and the software of the computer system. It works as an interface between the computer and the user. Interface is the face through which you are interacting. Okay, we are looking at our computer system. Computer system on the screen has the screen of operating system. So that is why it is called as an interface. All the other software and program on computer system are in control of operating system. This we have already told you. It controls the software also. The programs that you have in your computer system, operating system controls all the softwares. We do our task on computer by the help of various application and programs. Obviously, if you are typing something, we need to have a typing software. If you are playing anything, we need to have the gaming software. If we are designing something, we need to have a designing software. So for each and every type of task, we need to have particular application. For example, to draft a letter, we use a word processor, or to record our voice, we use a voice recorder program. All these programs are dependent on operating system for the hardware resources. That is the reason the operating system links your hardware and the software together. When we run a program, it is the operating system that allocates the memory to run, to program to run. Okay, so it is the work of operating system so that the allocation of the memory can also be done to run any application. When we save a file in the program, it is the operating system that manages to create the file and save it on the hard disk. Again, if we are creating a file, we want to save it, again, operating system plays a key role to manage the file, to create the file. Now here we have the list of some key points that you can remember. First is the operating system is the first program that's loaded into the computer memory when we switch on the computer. This we have already studied here. Second, examples of operating system is Windows, Linux, Android, Mac OS, Windows for mobile. Then the main function of operating system is to manage the entire computer system, including the hardware and software. Next, it acts as an interface between the computer system and the user. Next, all other software and program depend on the operating system to use the hardware resources. Then, when we run a program, the operating system allocates memory to the program. Then, when we save a file, the operating system creates the file and save it on the hard disk. Document, the operating system manages to locate the printer and send the print job to the printer. So when we want to print anything, again operating system is being used. When we install a new software on the computer system, operating system saves its detail in the database called as a registry. Everything gets saved in the computer in the form of registry. Okay, again operating system does it. When we delete a file, operating system marks the file as deleted and storage is made free for new files to be saved. So space is also made because of operating system. User perform the above mentioned tasks with the help of graphical user interface provided by the operating system. Clicking on start button, selecting an option in the menu, filling a dialog box, and clicking OK button. These all are the common tasks we do when working on the computer. So GUI is the feature which allow us to interact with the computer system to accomplish these tasks. This way, operating system sits between the user and the computer like this. As an interface, operating system also sits between the application, these ones, program, and the hardware. This is how it is interconnected. Okay, so with this diagram, you can see that we have these systems. The hardwares are connected with operating system, applications are connected with operating system, and the user also interact with operating system. Here we have some key points. I'll see you in the next part of this chapter now.